Welcome to this vlog. We are going to go to England and see Sam Carter. Sam Carter is one of my students. We're going to go and interview him and see what he's done to build a 5 million portfolio. We're going to see some sites he's just finished and also some sites he just bought. He's going to give you some tricks and things he's done to build a 5 million portfolio. He's going to show you the system I gave to him that allowed him to systemize his business. We're going to go to Cambridge. It's one of the most prestigious cities in the UK. Let's go and fly to the UK together.
The most life-changing for me is just the mindset. I was never an A-grade student at all. I was very run-of-the-mill.
Have you seen the systems? Look at this. The plumbing folder, all your teachings.
You even have our logo.
Yeah, I can see it.
On my way to Cambridge to see Sam, I shared my life story with my driver to inspire him. Now he also wants to invest in real estate.
My friend, I started like you. 6 years ago. I used to work in Debenhams. I work in Ted Baker. Yeah. Okay. Most people don't buy because they don't have the deposit.
Yes.
For example, there's something called rent to buy. You can find a landlord, you rent the property, but a portion of that goes toward the deposit. So when the deposit is there, you buy the property, but you're already living there. But any capital appreciation is for you to keep. So you can live there for 5 years, buy the property, then remortgage. But you agreed the price 5 years ago. There's so many things that can be done, but how do you do it if you don't know? If no one teaches.
Sam was very excited explaining to us how my system allowed him to systemize his whole business, having time to enjoy life, doing multiple projects at the same time, and increasing his wealth and pursue different opportunities.
Effectively, the 3 phases is...
You guys sell?
No.
Keep.
This is where we're literally standing here right now. This as we speak, and then we've got the plans drawn up for this 3-bed, which will go right there, and then we'll build that out.
There are 3 phases of construction for this site. The first one will be converting the house into an HMO, which Sam has already completed. The second phase is to subdivide the land and apply for planning permission to build a 3-bedroom house on the plot. The last phase will be converting the garage into a studio so it can be rented out as an Airbnb. Showing the team a new member who just bought a 7-figure coach business, and he managed to buy a brand new coaches. Sam was very excited to see the possibility of him going and also acquire a 7-figure business and create a portfolio of companies. Now it's time for us to go inside and see the first phase. So the first phase is done, which was to convert the property into 4-bed into 6 HMO is done. Some tenants start moving in. And then they're going to have the second phase, which is building a new house, and then they're going to convert the garage as well into a studio. But now let's go inside and see the first phase, which is the conversion of 4-bed into 6-bed HMO.
Showcase to everyone here is the thermostat. So this company was on Dragon's Den. They actually got invested in. It's a brilliant bit of tech. They do different models, but this one's specifically for HMOs. So you can set it on the app to what temperature you want the house to be at. And then the tenants can easily then just push it on, and then that will increase the temperature. The higher they increase the temperature, the lower the amount of time that they can put that on for. So therefore it's very economical for you as a landlord, but also for them as tenants to be able to get it up quickly if it's a really cold evening, etc. That's the first bit of kit I just want to share with everyone. Second is the LVT flooring. So the reason we use LVT flooring is that each plank is individual. So unlike typical click and flooring, laminate flooring, each panel has to connect, and therefore if anything, like this gets scuffed, this isn't a good example because there's a mat there, but on a chair like this, over time that might scuff. With laminate flooring, you'd have to take up the whole floor. With LVT, you could just take up that one individual plank, heat it up, pick it up, and then you can just replace that one. So from a maintenance point of view, it is so much better. It does cost a little bit more originally to put down, but from a longevity perspective, the ROI is way better on this type of flooring. So yeah, another little tip for you. Some other little features that we want to showcase with people is this Fibo board. So Fibo is the actual brand. What we're trying to do is what we've learned from our other projects is tiles look fantastic. However, over time, the maintenance of them, depending on the grout colour, there's different obstacles that we've faced. For example, white discolours over time and it goes slightly yellowy. We've used a darker colour grout with the lime scale, especially here in Cambridge. It's really dense and therefore it marks easily. So we're thinking, how can we get over this? So this Fibo board is absolutely brilliant because it gives the tile effect. It looks really nice. But from a maintenance point of view, it's so easy. First of all, it's only 3 boards for the whole shower. So from a point of view of labour, it's really quick and easy to fit. But as well as that, it's nice and easy to clean down and wipe down. You haven't got any maintenance, long-term issues. But if, for example, there is a leak behind the shower for whatever reason, and it does happen, it's so simple to just take that off and put another board in, rather than having to take off all the tiles, matching the grout, take off all the mastic. It's really quick and simple. As well as that, we like to normally put in little cubby holes to be able to put the shampoo and conditioner in. What we've done this time is we've fitted these just from a speed point of view when you're doing the en-suites. It's quite a lot of work with tiling to cut it all out and set it all in. These cost about £50, but they're brilliant because you can just put the stud work in and it pops straight in. So they can literally smash these out really quick when they're building. And the overall appearance, well, I won't really judge it, I'll let you guys judge it, but I think it looks really nice and it still has that high-end, elegant feel to it without having to have the tiles. Another top tip, storage in HMOs is just vital, so it's to get as much storage in as possible. One thing that we like to do is give them ottoman beds. So they've got loads of storage and under their bed that they can utilise just to maximise that. You've got to remember, when they're essentially renting a room, they're bringing their whole life with them, and therefore, imagine you're bringing your whole life essentially to one room. You're going to need a fair bit of space. So my journey with Valter started, how we met was Valter was on Mastermind 26 and I was on Mastermind 28. So effectively I was a year behind Valter on the pin journey. And I heard about Valter, amazing things through the circuit. And we actually met at the PIN annual dinner, and I came over to Valter. I'd actually messaged him on Facebook and he's like, "You're Sam." And straight away I was like, wow, this guy's energy is incredible. I'm a blaze, and because of that, I'm really terrible at the nitty-gritty detail, which is Valter's absolute number one characteristic. So I was like, okay, I can definitely learn from this guy and improve on my weakness. So because of that, we signed up to Deal Generator, where we learned all about how he stacks up his deals and how he finds good deals. And that was just mind-blowing for me, how his brain thinks and how out there he goes with crime rate to population to unemployment. All these things that I've never even comprehended when stacking up a deal, when actually there's so much more to it than just the numbers. It helped us stack better deals in Cambridge, as well as looking elsewhere, but it really helped us focus on our goldmine area. And after doing loads of research, we realised actually where we were based in Cambridge was our goldmine area. And since then, I've carried on building out our portfolio here.
Here are some other sites Sam did throughout the years. He won the Commercial Investor of the Year last year by Property Investor Awards, which is the biggest award in property in the UK. And also, the BBC interviewed him on this site that he converts a church into 2 flats, which he runs at Airbnb. We had some members of our community to go and see some of his projects. Since we shared the system with him, he managed to systemize the whole business, and now he's able to do multiple sites without him being involved. So we are very proud of him and very excited to see what he's going to do next.
We went on to the Ultimate Investor, which is the next step in the journey, where Valter teaches you to essentially take your business and systemize it. And again, being the base, that is my worst characteristic, doing the paperwork and nitty-gritty side. So I could see how, again, I needed this in our business. What we started to do was look at our own portfolio, and we soon realized that we're going to run out of cash quite quickly. We then started to get investors involved, but to get investors involved, you've got to have credibility. By then implementing the knowledge that we learned on Ultimate Investor, which is pivotal to have success, you need to have systems. If not, you haven't got a business, you've got a job. And I've learned this, and for anyone starting off, it's all about systems. Systems and cash flow are imperative. We learned the hard way. If anything, we went too far advanced, and we needed to come back round and start the cash flow business. Even though we had a fantastic building company, which was doing very well on the revenue side, we then becoming reliant on that to utilize to go into the property development area. So what happens is we're buying 3 properties at once. And because we're buying 3 at once, we thought we had a year's worth of work in front of us. All of a sudden, 2 fall out of bed. Different reasons, it's completely out of our hands. All of a sudden now we've only got 1 deal on the line. So straight away that year's worth of work has now gone down to roughly 3-4 months. From the back of that, this is where now we're taking the building company to the next level. Again, thanks to Valter and Maria and the amazing content with the systems. Our build team absolutely love it. From day one, when we find a property, before we've even gone to view it, we'll be able to see how many bedrooms we can get in it and if it works from a point of view of numbers and also from the layout. As soon as we put our offer in and get it accepted, that is then when we start to do the applications, all of the internal layouts. So we know everything is drawn to scale, utilizing different softwares, and what it's going to look like before we've even started legals. It takes roughly 3 weeks to do, but it looks absolutely amazing because you can see it all, how it's going to fit. The build team love it because then we get them all on site before we've even purchased the property, and we say, right, we're going to put this here, this here, this here. Can anyone see any problems? What are your ideas? Get their input, get their buy-in. Everyone enjoys their work. When I first started this, I thought I had to be the electrician. I thought I had to be the plumber. I was actually going to go back to night school to try and become a plumber and electrician to think I need this knowledge. You don't. You need to be up here and think differently. You just need the people around you to do the job, and you need to be able to manage them. And that is all it is. They'll bring the knowledge with you, with them, and you just get them to implement the diagrams to the finishings. They're the ones in control. They know what they need to order, and they can just tell us if we need to order anything from our side. You don't need to be on site as much. Therefore, you've got that freedom now, which most people crave and desire, and you can do whatever you want with that.
Now it's time for us to go to a new site, as Sam is going to show us a new site in development at the moment. He's converting the site into an 8-bed HMO. And also he has some land in the back that he might be able to build a new building to sell or to remortgage and keep for himself as well. He's going to show us around, he's going to tell us about the numbers, and he's going to give you some tips and tricks if in case you wanted to do the same thing that I taught him to do for himself.
So this one is going to be an 8-bed HMO. Again, there's different phases to it. So this one we're just about up to first fix. You see about halfway through the project. So it should roughly be about 6 weeks, 8 weeks time, and it's completely done. Yeah, come on in, we can show you around. So yeah, this is, again, all of the systems in place that we've learnt from amazing Valter and Maria. So this is the plumbing schedule. So as you can see here now, this is just the plans for the plumber highlighted, so it's in a deeper colour so they can actually see it. But one of the comments that we took from the build team after reviewing it was actually it was really beneficial for them to see all of the plans. So we've now incorporated all the other schedules like the joinery and everything else for the plumber, so that if there's any crossover, for example, I don't know, on the fans, or mainly for the electrician and the plumber, where it might be the towel rails or something like that. They can all see exactly where everything's going to go and work together on it. But you can see all the plans in here. So you've got the key information, you've got the CGI, and then where we got the image from, where we're taking the concept from, and it's just stuff like this. One little tip that I thought was absolutely valuable was with the washing machines and tumble dryers in a HMO, one of the key things is obviously trying to everyone do their washing at once. So one of the things that we're going to do and implement in this one is there's a Samsung washing machine where you can have a Bluetooth connection, and everyone in the house then can connect to that app and they can see when the washing machines are finished. For me, I think that's absolutely game changing for them, because it enables them to be able to go out and see if the washing's going to be done in an hour's time, so they can go out for an hour. The other people in the house know that they can also go out, or actually it's going to be done in 10 minutes. Actually, I'll wait for that washing to get it out so then everyone else can use it. It's going to make it a much more functional property for the clients. So yeah, that's just to help you as another little tip as we're going around the property. So if you're coming through here, so this will be one bedroom on your right hand side. They're all going to have en suites, so you can see in there all the shower trays, etc. This is where the washing machines are going to go, so you can see on here all the CGIs and the measurements have been done. I know it's quite dark, so you won't be able to see that. That's me there. And this is the plant cupboard. So again, you can see here you need a place in the HMO where it's accessible, where you can put the Wi-Fi, etc. But also, so if there's anything that happens, then the builder or plumber that needs to come out can fix it really, really quickly, not have to access the bedrooms ideally. So if you come through here, this will all be the kitchen dining area. So it's gonna be quite a big space out over these two. We've got a nice lantern that's going in up here as well. So yeah, we had to keep this in for structural purposes. So what we've done is we've made a breakfast bar from here to make it quite a feature. And again, this is what you learn with properties is if you have something that's going to be a large cost to take out or a problem, is try to use it as a feature and make something of it. So rather than it standing out like a sore thumb, it's actually incorporated in the building. So that's what we're doing here. So off there now, you're going to have another bedroom in here with the en-suites again in here. And then the bedroom in here. So they're all, for Cambridge, decent sized spaces, but I know where else around the country you can get a lot bigger bedrooms. It's just because in Cambridge, typically the houses are slightly smaller, and that's why we've got to maximise it as best we can. But they're all about 8 square metres minimum, up to 10 square metres. And then you've got the bathrooms included in that as well. So yeah, we go through. So in terms of sequencing, one thing that we learned last time was when we're putting in the soil pipes, because our teams are being so efficient, that actually the carpenters were in front of literally the plumbers, and they were putting in the soil pipes after. That was a nightmare because they were having to effectively dig up underneath the stud work and all that sort of stuff. So one thing we learned from this project is the soil pipes going in from day one, and then we can build the stud work around it. So I guess another little tip for people to be able to do. If you are tight on space, one thing that we found works really well is the use of sliding doors. So this is the framework for the sliding door to go in here, just so it maximises the space and maximises the room. It really is beneficial. They do cost a little bit more than obviously a normal and average door. And from a maintenance point of view, they probably are a little bit more flimsier, but they do work really, really well. So yeah. Have you seen the systems? Look at this. See, in action. The plumbing folder, all your teachings. So it's highlighted on just the plumbing section. You've got the key, all the CGIs, all the measurements. That's just all the towel rails where they are. And
we even have our logo here.
Yeah, they can see it.
Look here.
Yeah.
Property West Award.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, it's everything you taught us. And one thing we found, which I said to Maria, was a good little tip. Before we give each individual, like the plumbers, just the plumbing stuff, so we highlighted it like this, but they'd only get that section last time. Whereas one thing they found really valuable was one, to see the whole layout, but also then to see the joinery schedule and all the other schedules.
Oh, they would want that.
That was the feedback we got from them at the Christmas party.
Oh,
so
really?
Actually, this is just the plumbing section, but then they've got all the other stuff at the back. They can all work together, even for example then where the pipes are running, so the pipes then didn't come across the electrical cables and all that sort of stuff. So
I really do that. Yeah.
yeah, it's just little things, but actually again, this is where the power of it is. They all want to tell us it's amazing, like this is what we can do next time. And it was really good feedback on it. So even then little things like this lighting, they wanted that put in, so we got it for this project so they can work later. Yeah, just little things like that. It's just about empowering them and just listening to them. So
if you're involved in it, maybe put a little bit of input in, and then they feel they're not just an employee, you go, yeah, you always want to ask them.
yeah. So on this one we brought for £620,000. We'll roughly spend about 200 on it. So all in, if you said for 850 with stamp duty and all that sort of thing, we'll then get a GDV of £1 million, and each bedroom here will rent out for about £1,000. So we'll get 8 grand in per month. So it's a fantastic deal. If we went for a commercial val, we'd probably get about 1.2, but we'll keep the figures a lot lower. So the ROI on this one, again on phase 1, is about 20%. So that's great. So phase 1 on this one is to get up to a 6-bed. Once we've got up to a 6-bed, we'll then wait 6 months and then we'll go for planning permission for the other 2 to bring up to an 8-bed. In the meantime, we'll title split off the back garden and we'll go for planning permission for the 3-bed property that will go on the end there. Again, with that, we can either sell it for a flip deal or we could effectively refinance it out and get the money out. The most life-changing for me is the mindset. The more and more you spend time around people that are like-minded, the more and more you realise how constricted we are. You know, you go to school, you get told to do a 9 to 5, you have to get told to earn this. You're then taxed, you know, if you earn over 50 grand at 40%, which is a huge amount of money, and you're taxed at death. And there's so many ways around this. And just by having this knowledge to implement it, it isn't rocket science. I can assure you that I was never an A-grade student at all. I was very run-of-the-mill. By implementing these systems in place, implementing this knowledge, that is where you get the life-changing opportunities. But you only know what you know. And I appreciate we don't get taught this. You know, it's not the norm, it's not in schools, and there's a reason for that. And I believe that was, once I had that light bulb moment, it was just game-changing for me.
Closer to heaven.
Cambridge is one of the best cities in England and in fact has one of the best universities in the world, the Cambridge University. The Cambridge University has graduated some of the legends in the world, Isaac Newton or Stephen Hawking, just to name a few. Cambridge has a lot of students to move every single year from abroad to live in Cambridge, and also have a lot of companies relocating to Cambridge. It's a city with a lot of history, pubs, great buildings, great night, everything that you need in one place. So it attracts a lot of students and a lot of professionals. Indeed, a great city to invest.
Welcome to this vlog. I'm going to be showing you around one of my weeks. I'm going to go through Monday to Sunday what I do. So today is Sunday, it's going to be the first day. I'm going to show you one of my weeks.
I'm going to go to a book launch of a friend of mine to support her.
Normally Mondays are my busiest day of the week.
This is kind of a productivity hack, get more things done.
I like Japanese food, so we're going to a Japanese restaurant here in London.